This is Doug Smith, and I'm going to be showing you today how to install a skylight from the inside of a house, never setting foot on the roof. And the reason I'm doing it is because I live in an old house. It's 3 stories high. From the roof down to the ground is over 30 feet high, and I certainly don't want to fall. And the roof is at a 45-degree angle, so there's no way I'm getting on that roof. So I looked all over the internet to find any kind of a video or information that would show me how to install a skylight totally from the inside without ever having to set foot on the roof. And I couldn't find one. So I decided to make one. And I've already installed one skylight this way, and because it was successful, I figured I'd show you how to do it as well. I'll be installing a Velux M06. And this is a vented skylight, manual vented skylight. And the reason I'm using the M06 is because I can totally take the glass out. So I'll be cutting the hole from the inside, I'll be mounting the frame from the inside, and the only thing I'll have to do is stand on some scaffolding that I'll show you later. Stand by. Because I'm installing it from the inside, and Velux already has great directions in the form of a book and many videos, I'm only going to be showing you the differences between installing it from the outside, where all the instructions deal with, and the things that you have to do differently if you're going to install it from the inside. I felt it was very important, because I'll be removing the glass when I mount the frame. I thought it was very important to brace the frame. So I made some small corner braces, and I'm going to put one of those corner braces in each one of the corners, all 4 corners, and I also made a brace so that I don't get any bowing in the frame, and I'm going to screw that in using drywall screws across the center of the frame. So I just think it's important to have that really rigid and to have all of the braces inside the rough opening dimension so that you can fit it, you can get it all nailed down from standing in the frame before you remove these braces, and then you do the rest of the roofing standing on a scaffold, and then you can put the glass back in. Before you go about installing the corner brackets, you want to remove the this plastic thing at the bottom. So I'm going to actually open the window a little bit, and I'm going to remove the twister, and then I'm going to pop this plastic. And once the plastic and the handle are out, you want to use the handle to close the window again to make sure that the whole window is square and snug. So now I have a nice snug seal. The lines are even all the way around, and I'm ready to put on my corner brackets and my other brace. So what I'm doing now is installing each one of the brackets, and as I said, I'm just using drywall screws, but I'm going to install each bracket so that it's inside the rough opening. So it's going right to the edge of that lip, and it's going to be a small hole. And just snug that up tight. Get another one in. There. So get it nice and tight, and then we're going to put one in each one of the corners, and then, as I said, we're going to put a brace across the center. So as you can see, I've just come up to this inner lip there, and then the rough opening is actually here, so this will be well inside the rough opening. Now I'm going to put on my lower corner brackets, and again, just like the upper ones, make sure you stay inside of the rough opening. Get those screwed in. Get it snugged up. It's good and tight. And this really makes this frame nice and rigid so that when you're working with it, lifting it up and putting it in the rough opening hole, it really holds well. And finally here, I'm putting in my cross brace, and this cross brace will keep the outer frame from bowing. So I'm just going to zip these in a little bit, if I can get the screw going. And again, the ends have to be inside this rough opening. Very good. That's nice and solid. Now at this point, I'll show you how to take the window out. The next step we want to do here is to remove the glass. And in order to remove the glass, we need to disconnect the chain. So when I turn this, you'll notice that there's actually a chain that comes out of here and is pushing the window open. And that's connected right here by a pin that goes down, and that pin is controlled with an Allen wrench that comes with the window. So if you put that Allen wrench in the hole and you start turning, you're going to start lifting the pin out of the chain, and eventually it will disconnect from the chain. Once it's disconnected, then you can pull the chain all the way in, and you have to be careful because at that point the window is free swinging, and at a certain degree angle it will actually come out because it's in a groove. So I'm going to turn this until it's no longer, now it's no longer connected to the chain. You'll see the chain is flopping. So I'm going to retract the chain by turning the window opener and bring it all the way back in. And then I'm going to remove this because I'm going to be laying this on its face. And then I'm going to bring the window back in just so it's sitting here. And if it's still hitting that, I'm hitting the little tongue in there, I'm going to bring it up a little bit further just so the window is sitting snug the way it should. And then once we start moving the window, we have to be very careful with it. There, I'm all the way up, and when I swing in, I'm hitting the weather stripping all the way around. But as you can see, the window is totally free swinging. And as I said before, make sure it doesn't go out too far because it'll release. And later on, when you're reinstalling it, you're going to have to get the feel of how to reinstall it from the inside, outside. And that's the one place where it really is better to have two people. It's probably better to have two people through this whole thing, but I don't have two people here. So now we have the window all framed. We have the glass free floating in there. It's not connected by the chain, and the handle is removed so that once I remove the window, this frame will be ready to go into a rough opening. Now, when we move it over onto a flat surface to remove it, we have to make sure the window doesn't swing open and fall out. So you want to lean it forward so that you're holding it actually in the frame while you're moving it. And then once you get it in position, lay it down very gently in position, and then we can work to take the glass out. So now we have the whole unit laying down. We have our frame brackets on to hold the outer frame rigid. We have the mechanism disconnected from the glass so it's free floating. And now we're going to lift the glass to a certain angle and it will come out because it's in a C-shaped channel. So I'm very slowly going to lift, and at a certain point it will start to release and come right out of the channel, and then I can put this someplace safe until the complete installation of the frame is finished. So now I have my frame all set to go in, and it's a heck of a lot lighter too. Most of the weight obviously is in the glass. But now this frame is very rigid, it's ready to install into a rough opening. Let's get to work.